Hello, everyone. This is a very casual and unprofessional video, but with 2023 ending and Lego being one of my biggest passions with film and video games, I wanted to just go through the year, look back on 2023 and just reflect because I've got some pretty spicy opinions. It was a very good year, but also quite a controversial year for Lego. And so I think it's December. May as well look back and see what was good, what was bad, and what to look forward to in the future, potentially. I'm not going to talk about 2024, so that'll be its own separate video. But yeah, I just wanted to take this time to look back on the year that we had and just reflect. So, I'm going to go by set number order. And so, first up, we got the Jazz Club, and modulars are a very hit or miss kind of deal for me. The only thing that really stood out about this one is the cello piece. I don't know why, but I like collecting Lego instruments, so that's kind of cool. I hope it comes in a cheaper set, because I believe it's exclusive to this as it stands, but this one's just didn't really do it for me. Because there's only really a couple modulars that I really like. The Downtown Diner and the Pet Shop, I think, are the only two. So this one is just okay. You got the Peachy sub, and it's alright. Got some more of the Botanical Collection. These are always marvels at how they're built, but they're not for me in the slightest. This was a pretty decent set again. Not really for me. It's almost minifigure scale, I think, so that's kind of cool. The Tranquil Garden. Pretty unique little set. Then we got the first that I actually do care about, which is Rivendell. Now, I saw the Lord of the Rings films again for the first time, really. Because I hadn't seen Return to the King. I had only seen the first two, and it was so long ago. But this is an easy greatest of all time set. What I very much hope to own at some point in my life. You got 21 exclusive figures, the entire fellowship, in one set for the first time. It's a massive thing, like 430 pounds, $500. This thing's massive, and it is one of the best of the year, and I wouldn't be surprised if many people consider this to be the best set of the year. Got the Land Rover, which, this one is cool, but again, not for me. This one, I don't get why this is like $200. Excuse me, but another remake of a classic Lego set. It's alright. I think they do a good job at replicating the raised base plate feel because they just don't do those anymore. So that's kind of cool with that. Another one of the classic cars I don't really care about. Pac-Man Arcade. This one is significantly less cool than the NES. Excuse me, because like it's very cool how you can have but you can turn the crank and you can have Pac-Man go around, but it ends up so he rotates. I don't know. I think these are prints, fortunately. If they're not, then oh god. But yeah, I mean, you've got this little bit, which I think would have been like it's a great little $10 set, but it's wrapped up in a gargantuan set, which is just not really my type of deal. I think that bit up top you can also remove, and it switches between when Pac-Man gets the berry that turns the ghost blue. You can see I'm a massive Pac-Man fan. I know what I'm talking about, but yeah. Again, like same thing with Winter Village sets. There's very few of them that I like. The gingerbread house from a couple of years ago is my favorite one by far, and nothing else really comes close. You got Duplo, you got Gabby's Dollhouse, which I will say I think the Legoized version of her looks a lot more appealing than the actual animation design they chose for her. The animation design's ugly. I think this is the most expensive 4+ set they've ever made, and this one is, I think, if you're like a 4-year-old, it's pretty cool, but I am not a 4-year-old. I'm not a fan of the Spidey and his amazing friends line. You do get new suits with the kind of glowy spider symbol variants, but I'm not a fan of these because it means we don't get just normal Spider-Man comic sets, and they're always these cartoony versions. Not a fan of these. I don't own any of these. I'll own the Spider-Man figures because I want to own every Spider-Man variant, and then all the Spider-Man villain variants, but I don't really like these sets. I don't think they're cool. I don't think they're interesting. They're just very much blah. Duplo, no, I don't care. We're just gonna move past that. The creative, like the classic sets. There's one that's this one's kind of neat with all the monkeys, but again, these are just parts packs. So polybags, not too many really interesting ones this year. Okay, I guess we'll get some of the others later, but the only architecture set this year, yeah, it's alright. Some interesting part usage, but that's about it. Minecraft, probably the first thing since Rivendell I actually kind of care about. I want to own every Minecraft mob at some point in my life. So, I mean, you got the frogs. I think they were introduced this year. If not, still quite uncommon. You've got the baby zombie, and I don't know why, but the original baby zombie had a little print there of the little like V-neck with the green underneath, and they don't do that anymore. I don't know why. It's the same piece, same system. That's a bit disappointing, but you got another one of these like buildable mobs, which is pretty decent. I already have the bees, so this one doesn't really do it for me. The End Arena, you got shulkers for the first time. This was actually really cool. You got shulkers for the first time. And that's one of the biggest things I think that's been missing. So hopefully we can get like the end ship or something. That'd be very cool. Frozen Peaks, we get the Stray back again. Unfortunately missing the really cool cloth piece, so I feel it's incomplete. Steven like green leather armor is pretty decent. This one's a pretty cool looking build, but I think this was new, I haven't played Minecraft in a bit. I think it's like the Alley or something. It'll probably say here, Alley, yeah. With those kind of fabric wings. Alright, I'm back. I just had to go and wash my hands, but these aren't fabric, I don't know what I'm saying, but it's the plastic wings, which is pretty cool. I don't have much knowledge or experience with these guys, but it's cool to get them anyway. You got the jukebox. Panda Haven, another one of these very cool big buildable mobs. You get pandas again, which is quite cool. Deep Dark Battle. Now, the Warden, I think his inclusion and the way he was made in Minecraft, at least from what I've heard, is quite disappointing and a big missed opportunity, but I think the figure came out quite well. Not really a fan of like the leg connection, but beyond that, the figure came out very well. The rest of it captures the abandoned ruins, I think it is, or the Deep Dark. Again, I haven't played Minecraft in a bit because I think the modern updates are just not really hitting like they used to. Axolotl House, you get the axolotls, which is quite cool. I think this is meant to be a mob, which that's really disappointing. This one is really overpriced. Witchback for the first time since like 2017, which is quite cool. Beyond that, no. Crafting Box 4.0, I don't think there's a single thing exclusive except maybe the sheep or the cat. Iron Golem Fortress is the last one. Charged Creeper, I remember when that was exclusive to the like abandoned mine $200 set. It's since come in a lot more things, And I still think that they make the creeper in the wrong color. It should be like a lighter green. But anyways, this one is... Yeah, I mean, Minecraft wasn't really doing much this year, I'll just say that. Ideas was some interesting things, just not for me. You got the A-frame cabin, which is quite cool. BTS Dynamite, I'm sure I think this one like sold out pre-order. This one for the BTS crowd is very cool. You got that new hairpiece here. I don't know really how to describe it, but it's the one on these two guys, which I don't know their names. This one, very interesting because I don't think this looks like Lego. Apparently one of these wasn't included in the original ideas thing, and it just bumped up the price to like 50, and it shouldn't have. Hocus Pocus, never seen the film, but this is a pretty cool set. It's always cool to get different licensed characters. In Lego, you got a bunch of new hair pieces here. And actually, an interesting thing about this, this piece was apparently on a cancelled video figure that they just brought back for this little girl, which is quite cool. Insect collection, pretty cool, just extraordinarily disappointing that the ladybird, which was part of it was meant to be 5 insects, the praying mantis, rhinoceros beetle, the bee, that's all that is, and then the butterfly and the ladybird. Really disappointing, like it's in scale, okay, but on a big ladybird, I didn't really have much of an interest in this set anyways, but still I think that's kind of a bit disappointing. But beyond that, it is a very cool, well-made set. Viking Village, I recognize it's good, it's just, I don't know, it's not very exciting. And then the Orient Express, Big Train. This didn't actually come out, because I think this is for 2K Sport, or Lego 2K Sport, which comes out next year, I think, which will probably be a pre-order bonus for that. This was the pre-order bonus for the one that came out this year, 2K Drive. Well, that's the only exclusive bit, which is neat. So we got all the polybags now. Not really much here. Yeah, City wasn't that. City sometimes has some good ones that didn't have good ones this time. I suppose this one's a lot. I mean, it's really hard to find polybags in the UK for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they come with magazine gifts, but yeah. There's only really one that really caught my eye. I mean, this one's okay. It comes with this version of Doctor Strange, which is from Multiverse of Madness, and I don't like that movie at all, so I don't really want a figure of him. It's fine, we'll see that later. But this one, it's a really cool polybag because you get the Batman figure, but in the Europe exclusive magazines, this Batman is coming in like the January issue of DC, so it's kind of like, well, what's the point? X-Wing, Star Wars polybags suck. Like, come on. When you, like, okay, I get licensing fees, but, like, look at that side leg printing in a poly bag, dude. And all we get is this. Like, Creator, I mean, you got the White Rabbit, which is kind of cute, kind of terrifying. Creator wasn't that interesting this year, I don't think. I mean, you got Main Street. Excuse me. Which was, and this one was very expensive. Would have been really cool to get the little Space Baby in a different color, because that's the same color that came in the CMF series, which I don't have on me right now. The art sets. I think this one's interesting because it's like, you need to hang it up if you want the fingers to actually hold down to the bottom, which I don't like. And it's the type of thing where it looks really good from far away, but as soon as you get close, it's weird. So, not a huge fan of that. It represents modern art well, this one, but I don't really like modern art. This one is probably the coolest Lego House exclusive set they've ever done. And what's really cool is that there is just another buildable giant minifigure in this scale that's widely available. So this isn't just a concept exclusive to the Lego House, which is quite cool. Promos now. So Blacktron Cruiser. Again, another throwback one. Not super my thing. Bionicle, I think this buildable Bionicle came out better than some of the other brick built Bionicles they've done. This one's actually pretty cool. They could have just released this as like a $20 set. I would have bought it, but it's a promo. Is this a promo or like just a Lego exclusive? Whatever it is, it's not very interesting. Yeah, we got promos here. This was a big disappointment from last year, especially like you look at that. That's like 4 different colors of green for the laser, and this piece is not. The stems are not all the same length. So yeah, don't know why they chose that piece. Another one of these like famous person tribute sets, kind of like the Jane Goodall and Amelia Earhart ones. It's pretty decent. This one's actually quite cool. It looks really hard. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to get this across like that and this without it falling off. Like, oh my, that's crazy, dude. You got the Gringotts one, which is pretty cool. Attaches to Gringotts, which we'll get to. Disney 100. This one again is pretty cool. Got some of the holiday ones, parts packs. Okay, now we're on to like brickheads, which I don't really care about brickheads all that much. These ones aren't bad, but yeah. I'm a little under the weather if you couldn't tell. You got Sonic, you got Tails, you got Lord of the Rings. This set, whose idea was it to create half a pitch plus a bunch of side builds? And like there's a mechanism in this to have the crowd cheer, but it doesn't work because the figures, they get too close to each other. I don't know whose idea. It's not a bad idea bringing football in and getting like some like real footballers and getting their licenses likeness. I don't think that's a bad idea. I just think the execution, you got half of a pitch and it's like meant to be a playable kind of thing. It's half of a pitch. Dude, what are you doing? Just include the whole pitch. We don't need this trophy area. We don't need this area. We don't need this refreshment stand. We don't need this complicated mechanism that doesn't even work. I don't know. I don't get it. This one was like baffling to me. I did not understand. It's not a bad idea, but wow, they executed it poorly. Got the birthday cake. Remember that Lego House one? Yeah, similar concept. This one might be a little smaller, but yeah, this one's very cool. Hat is a bit weird. I think that's the worst part. The hat's a bit weird, but this one's really cool. Then you got this really cool Jeep Land Rover Defender. Would have been kind of cool if it was the same color as the massive one, but it's really cool. It's like Speed Champions quality for a fraction of the price, which Speed Champions is already quite cheap. So why does this thing exist? We were like going up. We were going so well with no sequel trilogy sets, and then this came out. Like even these torsos, like quite literally, if you released this set as a like original trilogy, and then you've got Luke and Leia with these holiday sweaters, I don't think anything changes. I don't know why did you tie this to the sequel trilogy? I don't get it. And like this is only going to be available for like a couple of months. I don't get it. I don't get it. These characters are not popular. Sequel trilogy merchandise did not sell well. Why would you tie it to this? I don't get it. This one, people were raving about this. Nah, this one sucks. It's cool to get such a large promo as just a gift with purchase, but I mean, like, you see at the way the Steam stacks move up and down, it's bad. It is bad. Because this one is quite a bit smaller than the Lego Ideas one from a couple years ago, and that one, the functionality of the Steam stacks actually works, and they actually move like this, whereas this one is just like, it's bad. Friends, Lego Friends. I'm not a big fan of Lego Friends because I think the mini dolls are dumb, stupid, and dumb. But I can't deny that this year was pretty good. Like, you got this. Like, that was a great set. Um, some other things, like this, for instance, the one I see in the Smiths commercials all the time. This is a really good set. Um, like, Lego Friends really does knock it out of the park a lot of the time. And there's one set you all probably know will be on him. This one's actually pretty good. For this year, I mean, yeah, you got the skyscrapers. This one's quite cool. Where is it? Oh, wow, friends is good. Yeah, like this one. This is perfection right here. Like, this is just incredible, and this is absolutely one of the best sets of the year. Like, wow. You compare this to what Lego City does, I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. Dots. This is last year Dots, actually, which I don't really care about. Dots never offended me, but it also was never just something I was interested in. I think I bought, like, a bracelet as a birthday gift for someone, but that's about it. Technic. I don't really care about Technic all that much. I think they're cool for who's interested in them. This one was a weird set, though. Like, would you look at this and say, oh, yeah, that's the Bat Cycle from the Batman? I wouldn't. I mean, like, you've got good models, you've got good sets, they're just not for me. Disney 100. So this is Disney's 100th anniversary. One of their worst years financially, but that's not a subject for this video. But you got a fair selection. This isn't the big set now. But you've got, like, Disney 100 Train, so a Moana minifigure for the first time, which is quite cool. They did a couple of these storybooks based on the live-action remakes, which these ones, fair enough, I can see. There's another set later that I don't quite understand. This one is actually kind of cool, where it's all of the Disney princesses, because not all of them are princesses, but all the Disney leading ladies in one set, which is quite cool. Aside from the one from Wish, which, I mean, fair enough, who really cares about that movie? But, yeah, this one was quite a cool concept. I think a bit overpriced, but they all are, so. The Up House, this one was very cool. Too few balloons, I think, but beyond that, it's quite cool. Yeah. The remake of the Disney Castle, which is actually quite cool, because you get... It's a better color scheme with better part uses, but you also get a bunch of the Disney princesses in minifigure form. In particular, Rapunzel and Flynn. I love Tangle, so that's really cool. But you also get Cinderella, Snow White for the first time, and then their respective princes, which is very cool. Unfortunately, Tiana is a repeat from the CMF series, but yeah. Wish sets, I don't think were particularly memorable. This is the one that confuses me. This is like a $160 display, like, clamshell thing, and it's based off the live action remake. I'm not quite sure why. I think this set, like, you could just swap out the figures for the original animated one, which is a lot more beloved, and it would just have been a better idea. I don't know if this was, like, the storybook sets are not big investments, but, like, look at that, $160. Like, that's a lot for the live-action remake, which most people were kind of like, at best, it's okay, and at worst, like, this is horrible. I don't really get why this set... I mean, you've got, like, it's cool to get, like, face prints in the new skin tones. That's cool, but I just don't understand why this set at this price, based off of a movie that people were just kind of towards, instead of the beloved original from 34 years ago. And I'm just a bit confused by this one. Like, it's a good set, it's just, why'd you tie it to the live action remake? Anyways, this one you got, like, the first Finding Nemo in Lego, which is kind of cool. This You had a bunch of real life objects just Legoified. So you got the VHS tape, which is quite cool. VHS tape cases, which is again quite cool. What else? This one was pretty cool. The camera. You get Lego Walt Disney for the first time. It's a controversial figure, kind of, but I think it's quite cool. Dumbo and Bambi for the first time. But yeah, and you get this whole massive film reel of the best Disney films. So yeah, and the film camera, you don't even have to like attach the Disney elements. You can just have this as a buildable film camera, which is really cool. This one was meh. It's like a pseudo diorama, but it just looks weird. City. So you had stunts. I think this is last year's stunts. Overpriced sets, as always, that didn't sell well. But this was actually a pretty good year for City, surprisingly. So you got some things like the ice cream shop, the car wash, and sets like these, they're always like $20 or so overpriced, which is always unfortunate. But like they are, for the most part, pretty solid. Like this, for instance, really solid. This, like one of the best City sets of all time. This passenger plane is great. You can fit, I'm pretty sure, every figure just about inside of it, which is really cool. This set as well, like really cool. It's the biggest boat they've ever made. Like you see this in person at like a Lego display store. This thing's like 2 feet long. It's massive. But you also get the new Orca piece, which is really cool. This one is really notable because it's using the cacti pieces as the dog trainers, which is quite cool. I think that's a new baby German Shepherd piece, which I like collecting Lego animals. This one is actually a kind of a unique idea for the flagship police set with the obstacle course. Again, it's like $10 overpriced, but it's actually pretty solid. This set, I've got this set right here. This set's great. You get the seals again. I love the animals. Really cool little set. This one is probably this one's the worst one, but like all of these like Arctic and diving sets this year are decent at the very least. You get the new animals. Big turtle there. Baby polar bear cubs here. This one, I'm surprised they didn't cancel this because the submarine here is, you take away the arms and this looks quite similar to the Ocean Gate one. And this came out in like June, which is right when that whole tragedy happened. Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't cancel this, but it's a good set, but I am kind of surprised they didn't pull the plug on this one. Downtown, biggest Lego City set ever. Pretty cool. Not as good as it could have been, but still quite good. This, I like these food trucks, and we're getting another one next year. This one very good as well. Recycling truck. Very cool. You've got the separated recycling. Gaming truck, it's a unique idea. It's not really my thing, but kind of cool using the Harry Potter book pieces. Not much else. The Otter habitat's cool. I wish this was available for more than 2 days. Oh yeah, the 2K Drive tie-in sets were extraordinarily forgettable. Minifigure series, right? Okay, no, it's the value packs. Minifigure series. Series 24. Pretty meh series. This is a very cool figure, brown spaceman. I like getting all the different types of the colors of the spacemen. Carrot I like the mascots, but I don't really collect them. And I like the new animals, but I'm not paying £3.50 for a koala piece. Disney 100. You had 18 figures here, so I mean, it's very cool. You've got a bunch of new characters. But I haven't seen a lot of Disney classic films. I was more of a Pixar kid, so It's cool to get them, but they're just not really for me. Baybacks looks weird. I don't like Baybacks. Oh god, these. This is chaos. So I've got a couple of these. Yeah. Changing them to boxes was a terrible move. But yeah. Good figures, just wow. They shouldn't have put it in boxes, and we gotta wait like 3 years before they change it, so I kind of hope we don't get a Star Wars CMF, because I think there's definite possibility for it. Mario is definitely winding down, like, especially with the 2024 wave, it's winding down. I mean, you got quite a few new figures this year. This was quite a cool little set, but yeah, this set really should have included Roy, and I think until we get Roy, I don't want Mario minifigures, because that's the one Koopaling that's left, and the one character that I think they need to make is Roy. This really should have been Morton and Roy, and then after that, it's like, sure, whatever, move on, because these sets aren't really selling all that well. But yeah, we need Roy. This year we had the introduction of Lego Dreams, which I don't care about at all, so we're just gonna move past these. This was the year of the Ninjago reboot, Dragon's Rising, which I also really don't care about. Like, at all. Is it gonna be, yeah, new Ninjago City set, so it's obviously gonna be one of the best of the year. Very cool. Lots of fun details and just a very, very cool set. Connects to the other 3 Ninjago City sets, so for those who like Ninjago City, you got another banger. Star Wars! This figure, I would have bought this set if the figure was the right green, but it's not the right green. This set was alright. Again, you've got the whole waistcape controversy, but beyond that, and the antenna being a little goofy, it's a pretty decent little set. I don't like that there's no control panel, but it's alright. I do not. Mando Season 3 set. Hell no. Still going. Okay, TIE Bomber. We got the TIE Bomber right here. And this is absolutely one of my favorite sets of the year. Been waiting literally 20 years for a TIE Bomber remake. And I think they absolutely knocked it out of the park. Figure selection could be a bit more interesting, but it's really good. This set, I wish they had just released the TIE Interceptor as another, like, 60-pound set. This is one of the most boring, ugly ships I've ever seen them make in Star Wars. That TIE Interceptor is so good. I wish it was just the TIE Interceptor. I really do. Excuse me. Helmet sets, they're not really for me, but it's cool to get the prequel ones before the line just died next year. So we're not getting any more. Dioramas this year sucked. I'm gonna be completely transparent. I think this is way too over-designed. If that even makes sense. I don't like this one, but this one's even worse. Coruscant Guard gunship. Fox is a pretty piss poor figure, which is a shame. But beyond that, I think it's a pretty good set. Like, I still obviously want it, and like, I've got Commander Cody and 2011 Captain Rex off to the side, so I will put Fox here. But it is a shame he turned out that poorly. But beyond that, the rest of the set is pretty decent for what it is. I think there's some improvements they could have made at this scale, but it is a pretty good set overall, just with a pretty bad Fox. This is a whack set. The proportions of this are all off. Cool, unique pilot Luke, but beyond that, no. Mini scale is back, and that's cool for those who care. I am not one of them. I do care about the Ghost, even. I don't care about the Circus Show, but I like Rebels. This is like one of the best of the year. This is awesome. No. I have this one. It's better than I expected. Helmet warts are a bit annoying, and I understand why Vaughn looks like that. I think they should have just fully made a new mold for the Phase 2 ones with the visor and then printed on that, but for the system they decided to go for, I don't think Vaughn is that bad of a figure. Why does this set exist without another figure? This is one of the most boring ships in Star Wars. We already got it in 2017. It's not iconic. Do not remake it. Charge $15 more. And not include a unique third figure. I do not like this set at all. I think it's an ugly ship. It looks ugly. No. Mando Season 3. I do not care about this. This doesn't look like something from Star Wars. Don't care. Again, Ahsoka Show, new Star Wars, I don't care. He's in Clone Wars, so I kind of like him. You've got good figures. It's a decent build, but it's just unfinished on the other side, which is a shame. This one I only want because it's a cheap way to get the updated Mando. This one, again, if they had only released the E-Wing, I would have, but you got this ugly thing. I don't like it, and it's new Ahsoka. It's like Ahsoka Show. I don't care about the Ahsoka Show. I don't care about these figures. Lego Ray Stevenson is kind of cool, may he rest in peace, but I just want the E-Wing, dude. This is, oh my god, this set. One of the most disappointing sets of the year. I was expecting this to be awesome, and this looks like a 4+ set. Like, this is so disappointing. It's so simplified. It's so dumbed down. So many of the pieces go towards this really bad-looking Y-Wing that I don't even think should have been included. I don't like Lego Advent Calendars. I'll be fully frank. I think they're a bit of a waste of money. But, yeah. Venator. Awesome set. So Rex. I don't think it's a bad figure, unlike Fox. I think he at the very least needed a waist cape. You give him a waist cape, I think most of the flaws dissipate, but he needed a waist cape. But yeah, this is an absolutely awesome set. Very happy that this exists finally. The mechs. I only care about this one because it's unique Boba Fett. Moving on. This one is why. Like, I've got the $200 R2-D2 off to the side. Why not make a $200 C-3PO? I think that would be awesome, and the two would go together. Why Chewbacca? Why him? Why, dude? I don't care about Avatar at all, so we're just going to skip past that. This one, it's a lacking figure selection, but it would have been a more cooler figure selection if Ezra Miller wasn't Ezra Miller, but because that's what this set is. This set is originally meant to be that, based off The Flash, which Ezra Miller is Ezra Miller, so yeah. No, so it's just like a generic 1989 Batmobile. I've got 3 of the Batmobiles, the 1966 Dark Knight, and then the Batmobile next to me. So this one's pretty cool to add to the collection there. This set is Highway Robbery. $90, 85 pounds for this thing. Apparently it's bigger in person, but also it's just not this price big. Yeah, no, not at all. Mechs were bad this year. I mean, this set, you get, like, Funny Morbius, which is kind of cool, but this is, like, the only comic book Spider-Man set, and that used to be what the entire January wave was dedicated to, or at least a fair bit of it. And I don't like the Spider-Man vehicles either, but we would get cool, unique figures. Now we're just getting the cartoony ones from Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and I just don't like it at all. This car is decent, but I really just care about Morbius. I don't know why they made a Ghost Rider set this year, because Ghost Rider has not been relevant in, like, I think the second film was in 2009, so I don't know why they made that one. This set is a monstrosity. Like, you go and put Bruce Banner in, and you can literally see, like, his torso sticking through, because it's a aesthetically pleasing Hulkbuster, but an absolute disgrace if you try and put the figure inside. This is I've never cared for the Quinjet. It's very boring, very, very boring vehicle. So, you got some cool figures, but guess where all those figures come in? A better set. These two are, like, just questionable. Like, why? Who... It's not... I don't like to use this often, but who wanted these? Like, who is this for? Who is this for, other than completionists? This one's not bad, but it's overpriced. It's just $80 for that. This one, confusing. I think only, 7 figures is not nearly enough for what this is. I think you may as well, I know they're not popular figures, but you may as well throw in, like, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin figures. Like, where else are we going to get the Jim Carrey Riddler or the Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze? Just throw them in here. Why not? This set, I don't really get. I mean, none of the Guardians 3 sets were all that good. It's a really good movie, but none of the sets were that good. Because I've just never really cared for the Guardian sets. I've had 2 of them. I had the first Milano, I had the first Benatar. I've had both of them. And I ended up getting rid of, like, both of them, because I don't find those ships to be all that aesthetically pleasing. These damned construction figures continue with... This is the only Ant-Man 3 set, which, yeah, a Kang figure would have been cool, but does that film really deserve sets? I wouldn't really say so. If this set was just like a big Ant-Man figure in the, like, vein of the Lego House exclusive, like Pirate Captain, I would have picked this up. I wouldn't even care that it's based off Ant-Man 3, but it's these damned construction figures, which... I mean, like, the Batman's kind of cool because you got the big cape. But these damned construction figures, hate is a strong word, but I don't like them at all. Like, they take up slots from other sets that we could get. Like, these sets could have been anything else, and they were these. Like, they've tried construction figures so many times, and aside from, like, the early Bionicle craze in, like, the mid-2000s, they've never worked, these buildable construction figures. They tried it with Star Wars, it failed. They tried it with the launch of Marvel and DC superheroes in 2012, they failed. And so, apparently these ones sell kind of well. I don't see it, but I really, really hope these just die out quickly, because they take up space. This one was a weird one. It would have been much cooler if the Cap didn't come in an even cheaper set. Because, I mean, the Black Widow isn't really all that exciting. This one is my favorite set, Marvel set, of the year. You get so many cool exclusive figures. Green Goblin needs a bit of work, but beyond that, I think they're all pretty good. Like, yeah, Ned needed a blue varsity shirt, and MJ needed a new face, but beyond that, I think it's pretty solid figure selection overall. You get these very cool miniature diorama. This is my favorite Marvel set of 2023. imagine building this fucking thing. Like, imagine just sitting down and building this. You don't even get an exclusively the same one that came in the 2 motorbikes. Absolutely not. These two are funny because they're like literally like $15 too expensive. It's kind of funny. This one's like a Batwing, a Batwing based off of Batman '89 specifically, which is pretty cool. This one didn't really do it for me. It's a lot of repeats. I think the only exclusive one I think is Valkyrie, and then Thanos with the head. All the others are repeats. Unfortunately, if there was more unique figures here, I think this one would have been a lot cooler. Advent calendar again. Okay, here's my hot take. This thing is boring as hell. It's well designed, but it's not very interesting. I have this one, the 2021, and I'm happy with the 2021. It's big enough, it's complete enough. I don't want this version. You get some cool figures, but they're not like the Daily Bugle. Getting Daredevil, Punisher, Blade, Black Cat, that was crazy. That itself, those 4 figures were a draw on their own, and you get this massive set as well. Here, the exclusive figures are really just different versions of characters we already have. So a new Iron Man suit, that's cool because I want to get all the Iron Man suits, but it's not super exciting. A new Hulk with a movable head, that's very cool, but we've gotten Hulks before. This is the best one because you can turn the head, but it's also not super exciting. A new Wasp, that's very cool. It uses the proper helmet. Is it that exciting? I wouldn't really say so. But then even for the build itself, like, this is probably my favorite build with the big Leviathan, but I mean, beyond that, it is just, I don't really care all that much when I have the 2020 version. The 2020 version, yeah, this is the objective better one, but I like the 2020 version. I think it's one of the best Marvel sets. I don't need this one. And I very much feel like the same way, because the 2013 Daily Bugle compared to the big Daily Bugle, night and day. And if you had that one, it was worth getting the massive version, the massive upgrade. This one, I don't think it's the same. I don't think so. And the same thing for the Sanctum from last year to an even bigger degree. If you had the 2018 version, I see very little reason to go out and purchase that $200 version. I know there's a lot of people that are excited for this, and it probably will win Best Marvel Set of the Year, which from a technical standpoint, I agree is deserved, but I just don't care about this one. And that's definitely my hottest take of the video. This very, very long video. Harry Potter sets, this was like Harry Potter in his dark age with these just terrible banners. They're just bad. A lot of weak, incomplete sets. Gringotts would be a perfect set if it wasn't for this thing. Either make a brand new piece or put stickers across multiple pieces. Because, this is unacceptable. Gringott TS Bank. Unacceptable. And it looks like, when your eyes are drawn to that, you're going to see that, it's that. Yeah, it is kind of a small thing, and the rest of the set is great, but your eyes will be drawn to that. It's not something small like over here. Your eyes will be drawn to that. It's the centerpiece. Unacceptable. I hope they do a Jedi Temple version of this. Like the same kind of, architecture, 18+, and then you have like a temple guard. I think that'd be very cool. This is creepy as all hell. But yeah, Harry Potter, I've very much fallen out of love with. So, it's okay, but not a great year for the theme. Speed Champions, no sets that really stood out to me this year. Jurassic Park, this was actually quite good year because it's 30th anniversary of the film, so they did a bunch of sets based off the original film. So you get Robert Muldoon for the first time. You get to recreate multiple of the iconic scenes again. The price, really bad, but this was probably the best Jurassic Park wave they've ever had. New theme with Sonic the Hedgehog. I really only care about the figures. So Tails, Amy, and Dr. Eggman. But yeah, pretty solid. Indiana Jones. This was absolutely hype. I've got the plane right there, and then right next to me I've got the Escape from the Lost Tomb. Watched these films really for the first time because I'd seen the first two, same Lord of the Rings, years ago, so I didn't remember them, but I love these films. Such a shame this one was cancelled. It's kind of thing, I respect their decision if they don't want to make something based off Temple of Doom. Fair enough, just don't, this was in production for a day. Don't let it get to the point where it's in production for a day, like where it's literally being produced, which is, it's very unfortunate, and it doesn't seem like there's any Indiana Jones sets in the cards for the future, which is so disappointing. And with the fifth movie, like, catastrophically bombing at the box office, I don't think we're going to see any more, which is such a shame. Like, this set is also in contention for, like, best Lego set of the year period. Very kind of bittersweet, but like 3 incredible sets, and that's probably all we're gonna get for the Indiana Jones revival, which is a shame. Monkey Kid, I'm really starting to kind of lose my voice, but I think the elephant is kind of cool, but I've just not been a fan of Monkey Kid at all. I'm Star Wars and Marvel. Those are my two main two, and DC. Beyond that, not much. This one is cool because you have the purple oxygen tank and the purple oxygen helmet, if I can find it, which you get, so you can combine it with a Series 22 figure to create Purple Spaceman, which is incredible to see right there. And then we're into like the magazine promos, which is, yeah. So, very long video. I apologize, it's very unprofessional. I don't expect this to get many views at all, but I just wanted to look back through 2023. I think overall, let's move this out of the way. But I think overall, this was a really solid year for Lego overall. For the themes I really care about, so Star Wars and Marvel. Star Wars, I think, fared pretty well. You've got a lot of clone sets with some issues, but you've got like the Ghost, you got the UCS Venator, you had the TIE Bomber and the TIE Interceptor. It's a case of a lot of really, really good stuff, but there's a lot of buts. So it's like new TIE Interceptor that is perfect, but it comes with one of the ugliest Star Wars ships of all time. Like new Phase 2 Commander Fox for the first time, but it's not as good of a figure as it should have been. So that was a bit disappointing, and I think Marvel absolutely dropped the ball this year because there's really only like one set with Spider-Man Final Battle. Oh yeah, that I think is like worth anything at all. DC, it's better than last year, but it's not great. DC with a couple of Batman 89 sets because of the Flash nostalgia. But yeah, DC wasn't great. So I think a lot of the greatness came from themes like Lego Friends or Lego City surprisingly being really showed up this year, which was very cool. Of course, Rivendell, the Indiana Jones revival. So you had a lot of really good sets, just not from the themes that I really care about. And I think 2024 is seeming like it's going to be a better year for the themes I'm interested in. And we're going to talk about, I will talk about 2024 sets in another video. But yeah, very long video. I don't expect this to get many views, but yeah, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Comment down what you thought about this year in LEGO. I'm going to stop rambling now because my voice is starting to hurt. Thank you, and see you guys next time.